say I'm gonna be for the after.
The second one, that's the one right there. Yeah, that's you all day.
I'm taking my photos on the 29th.
The previous penalty, that would have been a first down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10 from the 23. Here's the second and 5.
For real?
Yeah, the 29th of June, yeah.
Oh, just finna say, you gonna let Octavius weird ass dude?
Right there on that play.
They did a really nice job standing in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Weird, but he do good in photos. He do good on my photos. He did my photos last year, and he did my photos for my 25th birthday.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you how was the experience, because I was like, well, he can't be too weird if Christina fooling with him, because she be peeping shit.
No, he don't be playing that shit. He cool. He cool. He had my stuff back to me quick, so that's why last year around this time I had took my photos. I'm like, 'cause I ain't got time for nobody. You ain't give me enough time to have a regular birthday. But he did it so quick, so that's why I said it on the 29th, 'cause I know he'll have it done this time.
Brady.
So what? What's up, Peg? I ain't got no Peg line.
Industry point.
Right around the 39.
I messed well to my baby tired. Mesh was tired.
It'll be second.
You need to go and do a photo shoot with Max, man, since that's your son.
He don't act right.
Yeah, them dogs show. It's hard to get them to act right.
It's done.
With other
This is
people.
going to be a Bucs first down as the tackle
He
made.
better do right with taking a picture in the day. Don't count.
They did tell us they wanted to establish the ground game early, didn't they?
They did in a small sample size that we've seen so far, but pretty good return.
Yeah, you gotta like that. They've strung together a couple of
This is
first
$7.
downs, established what they wanted, the running game, and guess what? They also got their lead guy running it pretty well too.
That's hairline. Because I really ain't got no
Jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here. And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line.
I really like this dress, but this is
5 yards on that run.
It really is more prime. It's more prime than it is right.
Your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounds.
Is this one going enough?
And they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
And he'll get it
And I
down
feel
to
like
47 here. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
You really got them
They're
slacks.
getting him involved early.
You feel like they
I said, Danielle ain't really got TD. She got them
Or they just have a
slacks.
sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area. But they want
Like them
him
titties ain't
just as you
round
said.
enough, you
They
know.
want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
Christina, so you ain't gonna never get like the reduction.
Probably if I had kids.
So they accept
Because it don't make no point me getting it down. I'm going to get taken. Right. So after I had the children I want to have, I get thin. But a lot of times at night, the niggas that I be with,
After the delay of
no,
game,
you do
first and
this.
15.
They like titties.
I'm finna say, man, I heard that shit be hurting the back, like, but I don't.
The only thing that been tearing on my back is that damn car accident I
The
had a year
pressure
ago.
as the Washington pass rush gets home. The sack by the linebacker, Jamin Davis.
Well, you just knew that these rushers were eager
But
to
yeah,
do
I'm
that
gonna get
today.
that down because my hair's short. I'm just tell her to finger wave it over here.
Individually
And
to this rookie quarterback. They said hello in a big way there with a loss of double
I bought
digit
me an
yards
everyday
on that
bob. I
sack.
just gotta style it. I gotta style it. I'm a professional bob. What's your name? He's gonna call you Bob. Your Bob can never. Your Bob can never.
And the Commanders are going to get the football here as they force the INT on the game's opening drive.
Well, they said they weren't afraid to let it fly early, and they hope that'll keep the defense honest. And keep the offensive guys excited about getting back out there. They are in attack mode in this game. It did backfire a little bit. Now you're just hoping your defense can keep them off the scoreboard so you're not facing a deficit the next time you run out there.
So here's
God damn, you don't waste no time.
to start their first drive.
What's your name? He's gonna call you Bob.
She just turned to Carrie Hilson or some shit.
If you ask coaches at any level to decide their ideal leader of the team, I think they're going to check every box with this guy. He's got the poise to handle responsibility. He stays calm under any kind of pressure. And he brings out the best of his teammates
teammates each and every week.
Yes, maybe my father
second down. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
Yeah, the burgundy hair just
9
went in
yards to
how I
pick
wanted
up
it to
there,
be,
and it's
so
a
I'm not
first
gonna
down.
correct it. I'm gonna give Casey back her wings.
Back to throw. Williams.
I might wear it out one of these days and give it
This
back.
will be incomplete.
Play around.
Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
It's my favorite. Okay, but the burgundy just wasn't giving for me. I'm gonna wear one
To throw again. Williams. And he'll be hit as he releases it. And that's all
You know what
incomplete.
goal is like.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Again, he'll drop the throw. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him.
I know, that's why I'm
It's
screaming.
incomplete.
I'm not going to take pictures with it no more.
And that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check.
I know, I gotta watch it. I'm finna roll it. I might wear it out one.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is set away.
It ain't styled right. It ain't styled. I gotta style it, that's all.
It's a 45-yard punt, just a 1-yard return. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their second drive.
I couldn't find it, so I guess
Remember
that was
last
my
time
time.
out, they threw the interception on their first drive. Good news, their defense backed him up, so it's still 0-0 here as they begin their second possession.
One great way to judge a defense. How do they handle
what we call sudden change? When all of a sudden you let it goes against their offense and have to run out in the field and try and put out the fire. Give this one great kudos for getting out there and not letting that interception lead the points. Excellent job by them defensively.
And the defense loses him. It's complete. And he's going to be forced out of bounds inside the 5-yard line.
I'm gonna flex it right this
A big play that time for
Where did I
Tampa
get back
Bay.
to?
And even 60 yards.
This here ain't giving.
On the field to lose track of.
It's just $48. I feel like that.
Even he was surprised at all the space he had. You're just hoping your quarterback sees you in that spot.
Lamborghini just a race with you. I
First and goal from the 3.
What the hell is y'all rapping?
Touchdown. Buccaneers. Nice job of polishing off that drive, but all the credit there goes to that play, Pride.
Yeah, it certainly does, because after that big play,
everything I'm gonna come up there and bust him open.
that point, didn't it? And the very next play, they come right back, quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Girl, Fred is really,
Ryan Suckup on for
Fred
the
is
point
really
after.
mad. Fred is really mad. He ain't say some bitch back.
7-0 lead.
And I tell him about a bill that.
Needed 3 plays on that drive.
He's trying to get some
And
loot.
then he
He's
finished
talking
it
about
off with
bill.
a run into the end zone, Leonard Fournette.
He can hang that shit up. He never thought I was gonna put on him. Oh my gosh, Fred's so
The Bucs ready
weird.
for the kickoff.
You should've did right by your wife when you had her.
And he'll very wisely take a knee here as they bring this one out to the 25 on the touchback.
Yeah, you know you're gonna get that nigga some.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained run going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start to drive that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt it down, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they got to come together a nice drive and help themselves out.
4 yards to pick up, first down.
Sometimes I get almost mesmerized watching these runners with great vision. You know, those eyes that carry their feet to open spaces, make people miss. I just love watching those guys go to work.
Williams.
He came with some money. That's the bill.
And he's taken down right after.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little game.
Now
Williams on first down. Looking middle, complete.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space.
I think I'm going to get my hair done on
They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short game.
And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it. So he's 3 for 7 throwing the football right now. Not an awful start, but also not the sharpest of starts.
No, I would agree with that, but if you're a confident quarterback and you play that position, you have to be. You just act like there's something wrong with the
well, see, they come in with this for them to when it has been.
that time it usually develops.
So from inside the 20, here's first and 10 at the 18. On the draw, it's Gibson. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15. A gain of 3. And they'll come up second and 7.
Well, I'll chat with you guys later. I'm going to get in the shower and then I'm going to eat my
Looking to
lunch.
throw.
Train myself. I'm
And
going to
this
my
one is
lunch.
incomplete.
Bye, guys. All right.
You need to be smart.
Dana, you finna hang up on me?
That's a wise decision to just get rid of the
You
football.
finna hang up on me?
Here's Williams to throw on third down. To the goal line, but it's
Yeah, I know, but you was like, bye, like, what you gonna hang up on me for?
That close to their first points of the game. Just needed to hang on just a second longer, but he couldn't complete the process.
For what? We can still talk.
Jostling from the defender.
We can still talk.
knocks this one through the post. And they are on the board, but still trying.
I said we can still talk. Shit, I can watch.
Able to end that drive with 3 points in this one possession ball game.
We both single. We ain't got shit to do.
A PAT, that's number one. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
On second down, it's done, and he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
Every time I needed a new phone, I had to switch carriers.
I told him, at Verizon, everyone can get that iPhone 15 on them.
Now that I got a huge storage and battery upgrade, I'm officially done switching.
New and existing customers get iPhone 15 on us when they trade in any iPhone. Verizon.
All right, catch up with the breaking news from this weekend. LeBron James has unfollowed our own Kendrick Perkins. Perk took to X to respond, simply saying, everybody didn't follow Jesus. I'll be okay. Stephen A? Hey, Perk, you're up first. Any thoughts on this one?
Me? You know, let me tell you something, y'all. There are moments like, look. Shannon, you know, I mean, put him up on the screen. I want to see my brothers. I want to see my brothers right now. And of course, I want to see Molly, even though she's biting my colors. It's all right. You know, listen, y'all. Listen, I love everybody. You know, Shay, Ryan Clark, Swagoo, Doggy Orlovsky, Kimberly Mina, I mean, Monica, Andreas, Janae, you two. The point is this, y'all. You know, as I sit up here, there are moments, you know, Wendy and the Wojs and Jay Wizzle. There are moments with my boy Big Perk. I mean, I just love him so much, Shannon. I just love the brother so much. I mean, I swear, they almost had to call the paramedics for me when I saw this damn tweet.
Getting downfield and creating plays, and wreaking a little havoc in the secondary. Not on this one, though. They diagnosed that one really well.
Tried the dump off, lost yardage.
Last movie I did, would it take us 20 minutes?
Behind the
Hello,
chains,
welcome to another episode of Club Shay Shay. I am your host, Shannon Sharp. I'm also the proprietor of Club Shay Shay. The guy that's stopping by for conversation on the drink today is a recognized name in Hollywood, a multi-talented and celebrated artist, a well-known actor and entrepreneur, a prominent singer, songwriter, rapper, a contemporary Renaissance man, a producer, an icon, reality TV pioneer, an author, a mogul, a marketeer focused on entrepreneur, a bona fide hustler, Ray J. How was that intro?
I was beautiful. I mean, shit, I'm blushing.
You are.
I'm blushing, man.
Hey, bro, I appreciate you stopping by. I understand that you're very busy. You got a lot going on.
I mean, you have a lot going on.
I do.
So take your time with me. I'm humbled, and thank you for having me.
I appreciate it.
You know, this is a very grown setting.
Yeah.
And we want to talk about grown things.
We're going to talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Okay.
You can take it anywhere that you want to take it.
Wherever you want to take it, I'm just happy to be here.
Okay, well, I appreciate that. You want to toast?
Sure. Toast. To you. To Club Shay Shay.
All the success, bro. Appreciate you.
And he's going to hook up with his big tight end.
Club Shay Shay with Ray J.
Okay. Check it. You're originally from Mississippi, correct?
Yeah, I'm born in Mississippi.
Born in Mississippi. Do you have any memory of Mississippi? How old were you when you relocated to Cali?
I was 2. When we moved to California, and Brady was 4, and we moved to Compton when we first got here, and then we ended up finding a crib in Carson, which is like, 5 minutes from Compton, and that's where we grew up since I was since I was a little bitty kid.
Right. So you guys didn't necessarily move. Is there a particular reason why you left Mississippi and came? Because it wasn't because Brandy, obviously your sister Brandy is an entertainer. You were an entertainer. It wasn't because of that. Your family just decided that they needed to leave Mississippi.
Yeah, my mom and dad came out here, and my mom, before we even got into the industry, my dad was minister of music at Southside Church of Christ. So, choir rehearsals, church every Sunday. Like, we had to go to church. Like, we had to go to school. Like, if I didn't want to go to church, I had to be either sick or I couldn't play outside. You know what I'm saying? After church was over. But, and my mom managed 26 to 28 H&R Block offices. So she was a district manager for H&R Block. So that's where we were, that's what was our main focus until we started to shift into the entertainment business.
So your father went to attended Jackson State. Your mom was a graduate of Southern University.
So she's an AKA.
Okay.
Yeah, my dad's a Q. So they was always going. They still do.
So how did you once you got out here? So once you relocated, that's when you and Brandy started getting into the entertainment industry.
Yeah, we started going on auditions and stuff. We did this one show called Small Talk. It was a show where they interviewed the young talent. And I got the role for that, and they was able to air it because I didn't have an agent, and that's what got us hipped on to the agencies, and then we just started to like on my dad. Shout out to my dad because every day we had an audition, he would come pick us up from school early and drive us all the way from Carson to Hollywood, at 3 o'clock in the traffic to get us to the audition. Yeah, I mean a lot, maybe 4 or 5 times a week. So shout out to my dad. While my mom was working at H&R Block, my dad would take some time and just get us right and make sure he was helping us do what we love to do.
When were you and your sister Brandy? The bug bit you like, this is what we want to do.
When did it hit us? When we wanted to do the entertainment business. I think we were I have these like memories of us like practicing in the house in Carson and doing acting classes, and my grandma was in there, and we were on the bus, and dancing in a train with these chairs, and we was just doing a lot of stuff. I think we got the bug when we started to get the auditions, right? We started to land the roles, because, you know, when you going on auditions, man, it's tough, because you get a lot of no's. More no's than yes. But I was able to land the Sinbad show. Brandy was on Vita, and it was happening at the same time, right? So a lot of magical things was happening in the acting, and then Brandy dropped the album, and then everything went all the way up.
So you hear these stories like, okay, Joe Jackson, and you hear how he drove the Jackson 5. It was like rehearsal, do this, do this, do this. Were your parents like that, or they just kind of let you and Brandy do your own thing? Like, okay, this is what you guys want to do. Okay, let's do it. Or was he relentless in his approach?
I think my dad, I hated going to choir rehearsal. I really did. I just wanted to play with the homies. Like, I really wanted to just hang out. But my dad pushed us a lot, and Brandy loved it. Okay. She loved singing. She loved getting on the bus at like 5:30 in the morning and going into Bancroft Junior High School, which is in Hollywood, and then Hollywood High School after that. And they got her face painted on the side of Hollywood High just from how hard she put in that work. So her success, I think it was deserved because she was going so hard at it. Me, I just kind of fell in to that kind of like level of success with Brandy, and I just loved being her brother. Like, I was Brandy's brother, and I was out having the best time of my life. Like, that was some of the best moments. Just no responsibility, just flying high. My sister let me perform on stage, so you know, all the young girls after the show, you know what I mean? I just wanted to you know what I mean? I just wanted to get in where I fit in. And I fit into a lot of places. I really fit in, yeah.
So was there any added pressure? Because Brandy is your sister. She's starting to enjoy a level of success. So were the expectations placed on you, maybe by you, or by your parents? Like, okay, you see what your big sister's doing. What are you going to do, Ray J?
I didn't look at it like that then. I didn't know, really. I was just surprised that, you know, we were on like this. And any chance I got to be there, I was there. I was getting in a lot of trouble in cars. You know what I mean? Just rebelling and just finding my own way. Because in the beginning, my sister's image and everything was like super clean. Yeah, my mom was very strict on that. Just growing up in the message that, you know, they wanted to put out there. So I was the opposite. So I just, you know what I'm saying? I just didn't want to do nothing that wasn't me. So I was like, if it take me a little bit longer to like do what I want to do, then I'd rather wait than like be in like a boy band or like do something that'll just like have me successful in the beginning of my career, but then that's not who I really am. So later on you start to fade, you get lost in the sauce. And so I really didn't want to be in the industry at first until it was just kind of like my turn. As you know, the older you get, the more you start to figure out what do you want to do. And so I just started to kind of craft it out myself and figure out how to market and how to like take the risk myself and do what we wanted as opposed to what they wanted me to do.
And you mentioned that when you got in some trouble, as Brandy started to grow, had started to blow up, did you understand about protecting the brand that would be a negative on her, even though it's not her, but you're her brother, y'all very close in age? Did you understand what that meant at the time about protecting the brand? And your mom tried to you say your mom was like, Ray J, bro, or you just want to do your own thing?
Yeah, I really was into like.
Are you interested in starting your own faceless YouTube automation channel, but all people do is tell you to go to freaking Fiverr, Upwork, and hire people to make
The gang at the time, you know what I'm saying, and just really trying to stay loyal to like my crew, my gang, yeah, in his interview. And it was a time where it was a lot going on, and certain people was getting locked up, and certain people had passed away and getting shot, and it was just getting a little too dangerous, I think, for for me to stick around at the time because I was in my mind, which was stupid, but I was like really trying to activate myself in that world. And I just told my mom and Brand, like, if there was any way I could come out on tour and just kind of get away from all of this, you know what I'm saying? It'd help me. It'd probably save my life. So they let me live, let me come out and be on tour with Brandy, and wherever she went, my mom kind of kept me around, kept me safe. So I appreciate that from them. And I was still getting in trouble out there with them. I was just, but not trouble. Like, you know, I was bad. Like, you know, smoking weed or like, you know, staying out too late or being drunk too early, right? And that's kind of like where it was. But they kind of shielded me and just let me be myself, but then also kind of brought me back to reality whenever I really got to like the edge of things.
You mentioned that you're part of a gang, and normally a lot of times, not always, but a lot of times, guys join gangs because they want to feel a part of something, want to be a part of a family. But you got a very intact family. You got a mom and dad that's together. You got a blood sister that's in the industry, and she's a name. Why would you not want to be a part of that gang as opposed to the other gang?
Well, if you're out of town most of the time, and mom's is with you, and pops is at church, and it's just me and my grandma at home. And my grandma didn't know that the bars in the back opened up, so I could open up the bars and push the window out. Then I'm gonna be outside every day, you know what I'm saying, from at least 10 a.m. to like 6 p.m. You know, just because you feel like, you know, you trying to find yourself and you trying to stay. I think the young kids sometimes want to just be cool. And you might be talented, know how to like tap dance or perform a different way, and it might push you to limits that you might not want to be that vulnerable or that vocal or that happy, right? So you limit yourself from some of the great things that you could be because you're trying to stay cool, right? And stay a G or whatever. And I think for all the kids out there, man, you gotta just let that go, because a lot of the people in the games, they want to see you elevate, right? So most of the time, most of my homies call me movie star blood because they wanted me to really elevate and not be here. So they was the ones that even inspired me even more to like just be the best I can be, and they gonna ride and support whether I'm tap dancing, whether I'm rapping, whether I'm singing. They want you to go out and win and bring everybody out with you, right? So a lot of times you don't see that till later.
Did your mom know that you were affiliated with a gang?
Yeah, my mom, my sister, everybody did.
So how was that conversation? Did they have a sit down talk? Did your mom and dad have a sit down talk? And Brandy, your big sister, have a sit down talk? Would you say, Reggie, what you doing?
Absolutely. I mean, because I didn't need to. But when the like, I don't know how to explain it, but when the gang like take over your soul almost, like you blinded, like, you know what I'm saying? It was so much like red in my eyes, I couldn't see anything but that. And honestly, I never really talked about it this deep because it's hard. If you're not from LA,
you don't understand it.
It's outrageous what I'm saying right now. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty loud. You know what I mean? And so there's certain things that, you know, I keep to myself most of the time because it's just not believable in this day and time. And so I try to, whenever there is something to talk about, I talk about it. But what I'm doing for the gangs right now, it's a new C3 and C4 companies that we're creating, but it's called Gang Up, and it's God's Angels Never Give Up, right? So it's activating all the gangs to be able to be a part of this new television community in any aspect, from grip to production to directing to on front of the camera. You know, a world where they can create and be themselves and tell their story every day, make money for the gangs, and create these new opportunities in the future for a layer of things, like multi-layer of things, right? Without getting into detail, but that's what I am working on to express my love for the gang, but then also to to show the world that the gangs are so underestimated with talent and what they do and, you know, their story and, you know, what they can bring to the table. I mean, it's just so many things that people that are part of gangs can do that's better than the people that you're paying these top dollars that went to college to do shit right. And I want to make sure I open up these doors for them to be great and to make money just like everybody else in any space.
Everybody knows your big sister. Well, 99% of the people know that your big sister is Brady Norwood. How did she get discovered? What was her big break? You said she went on all these auditions, and obviously she's very talented. She can sing, she can dance, she can act. But what was her big break? What was her big break moment?
Her first album, I Wanna Be Them, and that was produced by Keith Crouch. Daryl Williams was in control.
So how was she then? About 16?
About 14, 15, she was working on the project.
Okay.
And then around 15, 16, it came out.
Okay.
And it was the biggest thing. I couldn't believe it. When I first heard her on the radio, I was just like,
that's what big sis.
freaking out. Because you see people in the studio working, but I didn't know it was going from that to that. So it was just, it was just easy run from that to touring to Moesha and everything that her and my mom and my dad just had in front of them. It was very powerful, and they brought me in, let me produce commercials, let me be a part of a lot of different, business decisions and projects that they brought me in on, just even behind the scenes just to make some money. So I pay all my love and homage to my sister, my mom, my dad, my grandma, rest in peace, and everything that they've been doing, man. They are definitely the rock that I need to be able to do me and know that there's this safety that I have that'll keep me safe whenever.
You're very close to your sister. I think you're a couple years apart.
Yeah.
And you recently got a tattoo of her. What type of big sister was she?
She's just real, man. She's been a best friend, and
Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts.
Understood. Just a lot of times when I was going left, she understood it, you know what I'm saying, and never really got in the way until I was at the edge, you know what I mean, and you need that even to this day, certain things I do or certain things I might promote or post, she never really says anything, but when she thought I had the tattoos on my face, and I was just going through the whole campaign, she was very mad, and she called me, and she was like, you look dirty, you look out of bounds, you need to go home and shake it off. And I don't know what's going on, like really strong words that I needed, you know what I mean, to kind of like splash some water in my face and get some rest, and then, reboot.
Your sister, she does the album 14, 15, album comes out 15, 16. That is your sister, but could you say, because like when my brother was being a professional athlete, I could only see him as my brother. Although he's one of the greats, you're my brother.
Yeah.
Could you see Brady as any other thing other than your sister? Or did you realize, like, one of the biggest stars in America lives in my house?
I was like Brandy's biggest cheerleader at the time, and for me, it was lights, camera, action, so it was just nothing but just beautifulness everywhere. And I was young, and it was just so many beautiful women and just so many beautiful moments, and it was just a beautiful garden of love and acceptance, and that's your little brother. It's just like, and it was just, I was everywhere I wanted to be, and it was just a time, man. It's crazy how those times are, like, in the past, circle, man. They feel like a moment in time. Not just for me though, just in the world. Like I feel everybody's energy with me on that. So I'm just blessed to have those moments, man. And blessed to have a sister and a mom and a dad like that.
Did you and Brandon have disagreements when you were growing up?
Late in this first half. And with a 3-score
Or was you too busy auditions or rehearsals or doing things that you really didn't have? Because you kind of doing your own thing, because you know you were kind of like about to go left, and your mom and Brandon, your father, you got a chance to reel you in, so you guys didn't have any sibling rivalry.
Nah, not at all. Like, I mean, what's crazy is like never, because I never wanted to work that hard. You get what I'm saying? Like, it had to be a little bit more fun.
Right.
And I think the only time we was like going back and forth in the beginning stages was when I was telling her and Rodney Jerkins, who's one of the greatest producers in the universe, I was telling him that Pharrell is one of the greatest producers in the universe, and the songs that we got is killing everything, and they was just really shitting on us at the time. And with Rodney, you know, it was from all of, you know, the new Never Say Never album. It was Michael Jackson. It was everybody in the world was working with Rodney. And Pharrell hadn't had his break, him and Chad and the Neptunes. But I had some of the first records, and I just knew that Pharrell was going to be a game changer, and Chad and the Neptunes. And so we just fought, and I fought the label, and I fought everybody to drop Wait a Minute with Lil Kim instead of this song we did with Rodney. But fast forward into later, Rodney and I, we did One Wish, LaShiz, and Freddie, all of us, we made a massive record together later. But the record I wanted and the people I wanted to be around and to be in it was Pharrell and Chad. And they thought we was tweaking because it took us 10 minutes to do the song. We was rapping about being in the club, you know what I'm saying? Being with the ladies, you know what I'm saying? Smoking weed, having a good time, West Coast, right? On a Neptune's classic beat, and they were like, "You're off. The beat is whack. This is that. Pharrell is over. This is then." And the song came out, and we worked it from the ground up. Really, not a lot of money, because Atlantic wanted me to go another way. And this shit started to blow up. And Pharrell went from there to there to there. You know what I mean? And it just showed me that there's never one way to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could do my vocals all day for 9 hours, and that might work. Or I could do it one time in the booth, and it works too. And so that gave me all the things I needed really to dominate in this world. You know what I'm saying? In my own space.
When you got the tattoo of Randy, why did you do it? And when you told her you had gotten it, or did you share with her you were going to get the tattoo? Or did you just do it?
Which tattoo?
You got a
the
tattoo?
one that she got mad at me. Yeah, she was pissed.
Why? Now before the ball changes hands, we're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right.
Do I need to take a drink too? Okay.
Well, she was mad because I got Brandy on my arm too. I got Brandy a couple places, right? But I got the tattoo on my leg from one of the biggest tattoo artists out, Mascow, right?
Okay.
And in his style, he makes it kind of gothic, red eyes, and it's a little evil. The first way he did it, he told me to keep it like that. I'm like, nah, put your signature touch on it, bro. And when he did it, it made it really like gothic. And I think the tattoo went viral the wrong way. I think that was one. I think the tattoo was not it.
Right.
For the world.
Right.
I like the tattoo. Cause I think maybe he should have taken the red eyes out.
Right. Would you ask him to put his touch on it?
Because that's his style. That's like saying the Basquiat, don't put your signature Basquiat on it. Or, you know, Warhol to not do what he does. Or Picasso, or whoever other, you know, artists people like. And so, yeah, I mean, even I think NDRE DM'd me a few people like, man, you need to pray. And I'm like, yo, I explained to her what it was, and she's like, okay. But a few people hit me mad at me about it. It seemed demonic to them.
So that's kind of what you was more upset about is because of the portrayal, because it's gothic and it looks kind of sinister.
I think so. I think she didn't really say too much about it. She just was just a little concerned about it, you know. But she wasn't really tripping. But it went viral.
Right.
It went viral bad.
Your acting career. Did you tell your parents you wanted to do this, or it just happened? It happened by accident.
I wanted to act.
You wanted to act.
Yeah, I got the Sinbad show early. And at the time, the Sinbad show was a bigger show than Thea.
Yeah.
So I was feeling myself.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Sinbad was nice.
I was feeling myself.
Okay.
I think it was on Files. And then Brandy dropped the album, and it went into places that I didn't think that was realistic anyway. So it all worked out, you know. I liked acting. I like acting. I don't like it now because it takes too long, but I liked it then.
Right. So given a choice, you would have preferred acting over music. Or that?
Yeah. Well,
now they'll send a tight end in motion left.
Music in the beginning was always like a hustle. After when I went independent, because my mom and my dad and my sister, they gave me $500,000. No label wanted to sign me, and nobody was really fucking with me at the time. And I think they gave me the money so I can continue to fulfill my dreams and my goals, but did they believe that I could make a hit after? I don't know. I never questioned it, because they gave me the money because they wanted to help me, and they wanted me to keep going.
Okay.
And so I did the album, and I gave Rodney a lot of money to do the album for me. And I gave Little X like a few $100,000 or a couple $100,000 to do the One Wish video. I got a treatment from Hype, but it was like $600,000 or $700,000. I couldn't afford the video at the time. But Little X killed the treatment, best treatment. And the song, by the grace of manifestation and just having the will to win, the song actually was probably still today my biggest record, and we own the record 100%. It was independently done with a distribution company called Sanctuary, which really focused on rock and roll. It's impossible to do that at the time with no DJ support, but God is good, and he worked it through, man, and the song took off. The album ended up selling 400 and some thousand at $12.99, which was another big move for us. That was a silent hitter. Really didn't boast or brag about it, and just started to build another system of marketing after that, you know.
You said they gave you $500,000 to do your thing. Do you think they believed in you that it could, or they just like, well, here's $500,000. Go do what you're gonna do, and let's see if this thing works. And then if it works, now others more will come back again and donate more. Because it doesn't seem like you thought that they thought it was gonna be, and they're just like, here's $500,000. Go do what you do.
In this game of life, and you're young, you don't see what's in front of you.
Right.
You don't, and so you don't know what's gonna happen. All you know is what you have. And there was this R. Kelly record I did, and they wanted me to go with that record, and I just said, dude, we're independent, and this might not work anyway, so let's go with a song that I'm singing my heart out on, that has a lot of meaning to it. Let's just take the risk with this special song. And we did it, and I don't know when it became a hit, because when you're out working the song, you don't really know when it's a hit, but it was a hit. And
For delicious margaritas, choose a tequila made from fresh pressed agave. Hornitos, a fresh take.
and then we we made some money, and then we had to restart again. Like everything starts itself over again. No matter if you make money or not in this entertainment business, you have to keep moving to the next, to the next.
Can't rest on your laurels. It's time to move on.
And I've never celebrated. I've never had a chance to celebrate anything.
Really?
I don't think so.
But let me ask you a question. How close proximity was you doing what you're doing on your album now, on your song, and the show Moesha? Are they close? Are they close?
No. One Wish is close, yes.
Okay.
One Wish is close because I did it after Moesha on 101, because I was also on 101, the sitcom 101 for 2 seasons. So it was around in that world, yeah, like a little bit after.
Let me ask you this. Do you believe having her as your big sister helped you or hurt you more?
It helped me. It would never hurt me. If I ever said that, I don't know, to think that, I don't know, that's emotional. If I was to say that, I would cry because that's just not okay. You know what I'm saying? Everything that they've done in Brandy, it was all supposed to be for now. It was never anything else. Again, if I could just go back to being Brandy's brother, it was just so lit. I just can't explain how lit it was then. And then to overcome that into another world. Like, I got what I wanted. You know, I wanted to be the opposite. I got that. Did I get it? Was it too much of it? Maybe. You know, and I'm still trying to get right.
Because it's gotta be hard. You got a sister. It's not like she's 10 years, 15 years older than you. She's only 2 years older than you. And you see her career is going boom, 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 boom. And you're right there. Because I have an older brother, and everybody's like, you ain't as good as your brother. You can't run as fast as your brother. You can't jump as high. The comparisons are going to be there. And I understand it's a young lady to a male. I get that. But you are her brother. And they expect what she can sing, she can dance, she can act. They expect the expectation are placed on you, rightfully so or not.
Yeah. And it was in the beginning like that. And that's why I was so blessed to meet Pharrell and Chad and the Neptunes, because the sound that they gave me countered what not only was she doing, what one of the biggest producers in the world was doing with her, what they were saying I should do, you know, and this will never work this way, right? And then you turn around and you prove a lot of people wrong. The problem with that is that once you prove people wrong, you can't see anything else, you can't hear anything, you're not listening.
Yeah, okay.
And so God, you know, if you're being too cocky or, you know, just you have the wrong mission, the wrong words, the wrong energy around other great people that you should be humble to be around, right? You're going to fall on your face. There's no way around it. I don't care who you are. God always gives you a reality check, or whatever higher being you believe in. It's inevitable. And so that happened a couple times, and that's exactly what people need, like myself or anybody who doesn't understand it and who falls by the wayside early in the game with new money and trying to let people know I told you so, right? So when you do win and people were not right and you were right, that's when you start listening to people. That's when you have the moment where now you're on. So be a team player, listen to what people say. And as high as you go, the higher you go, the more humble you should be. That's just how you have to be.
Listen, you're correct. You're like, I have this idea of what my sound should sound like, so I want to go here. They have an idea of what they thought your sound should be like. They wanted you to go there.
It was like a song called Everywhere You Go, You're Singing Rain, Jay. And it's like, no disrespect, it was a cool song, but it just wasn't that thing. I wanted to be in a club. I wanted to fuck with like some bad women and just like stay lit. Like, That's all I knew. So I never really serenaded a woman. I never really, like when I was in RSVP, Bobby Valentino, Sammy, Pleasure P. When I'm around these are my dudes, they sing all day. A girl come around and be like, baby, right on her, right? I ain't never been like that. So to have to do that, I hated that in the beginning. I needed to see some shit that was gonna be more like fitting than like what my lifestyle is. And so yeah, Pharrell gave me that record, but there was a record called Out the Ghetto that I should have did after that he told me to do. And I didn't even listen to Pharrell. And when I listened to Pharrell, that's when I felt hard. Because he had my back and he knew the vision. And it was vividly perfect. But I just was too, I was an idiot. And I was just too into like being lit and not giving a fuck.
But Ray, you saw the vision of Pharrell when no one else did. You go, does the song with you. He says, you know what? Our next project should be this.
Your next single should be this.
Yeah, then you say,
like, come out off for Wait a Minute. If I would have released Out the Ghetto, but then who would I be? Where would I be? I could be lost in the sauce and dead right now. Rich and dead. Successful and uncomfortable with like where life was. You know, you never know. So
you overthinking it.
Nah, because I'm here now with you.
But here's the thing. Who's to say you would still be here with me if you'd have did it in the ghetto?
You're right. Out the ghetto.
Out the ghetto.
You know, you're right. And so those are great depressions that I went through as I watched Pharrell succeed and Chad succeed, the Neptunes, with just every artist you could imagine. They were a part of their success. And knowing that I was with Pharrell, and I had that connection, and I fucked it up. You know, it took me some time to get back on my feet.
Is that what happens? Is that when you have an opportunity and you think something can be successful and you miss that opportunity, is that when the depression starts? Because all of a sudden you, like I said, I think you overthink a lot of things, but you start to think like, damn, am I going to have another hit? Will this ever happen again?
I think everybody goes through those realizations that they made a mistake at some of the most important parts, where the fork is in the road for how your life's going to go. Yeah, you know, you go through that, and a lot of people don't get a second chance, and a lot of people don't try again. And so, for me to continue to try and just continue to push, it was a tough journey, man, but it was well worth it. It was well worth everything that's happened.
But you have your acting career is kind of simultaneous as you're doing music, because you have Steele's and Mars Attack as a kid, Shaq's in the cast, you got Jack Nicholson, Jack Black, Danny DeVito. Bro, you a kid and you were with big time stars. I'm talking about.
No, it was big. I mean, I was
directed the first Batman.
Yep, I was floating, you know, and a lot of things I don't even remember.
Really?
It's like some people that's like gigantic. Like they would tell me like we had moments and we were hanging out, and I'm like, really? Because I've been looking at you for the past 8 years, just a fan, and I didn't know we even had moments, right? So these cycles, like I've been in it. I've been able to see like the success of the industry since like '94, and I was only like 14. Wow. Am I sweating?
Are you good?
A little bit. It's getting a little hot. It's almost change shirt time with the heat. And I know we haven't even got it. I know how what you're doing. No. Meaning like it's all up, but the way you are, the way you about to set this thing up for the next phase of my life. Like, can I take a cigarette break real quick? Okay, cool. Because I know what's about to going into the next phase of my life. Shit, man.
The 82-game preseason is in the final. Both parents are together, so you got money. You know, you want a black family, they got a little money. Did your family tell you no, or were you spoiled?
Like when you doing TV, you always got like my mom always would credit.
She's your manager.
Yeah, so we always had trust funds and stuff. So I always had like an allowance growing up that I could spend. A couple times I was like spending it in the neighborhood. I bought like this G-Ride, this big ass like Cadillac. It was the big long one, right?
Where can you buy a luxury vehicle from? $259 a month at Volkswagen Jackson Summer Luxury Showcase.
I was like 14. I was getting like, $300 a week. That's solid back in the day. So I bought the G-Ride for like $350. And I had it parked down the street. So I would drive it here and there, but I let the homies drive me around. But yeah, that was one of my first purchases was the G-Ride Cadillac. It wasn't stolen. It just was like one of the homies, like aunties that didn't want it no more. But my people didn't know, so I did have a car at like 14. But
mom and dad didn't know you had a car.
I mean, that car too. It was like it was a big ass.
So you had like an L-Dog or something.
Yeah, so if I drove it a couple times, but it just didn't even look right. You know what I'm saying? But nah, they didn't tell me no. There was always a limit to do stuff.
Right.
But back in the day, I always kind of went over the limit. You know what I'm saying? Now again, they always had to bring me back.
Right.
Reality, yeah.
Right. But you had a lot of famous friends growing up. How was that hanging out with famous friends?
Well, Snoop was my cousin, and Daz was my cousin. So I would, if I wasn't in the neighborhood or over in the fruits with Demetrius, I was at Can-Am. So I used to like go down the street, and Snoop and Daz would pick me up, and then I would just hide under the back of the Cherokee Jeep until I got past my pops, and then we would go to the valley. I remember the last time I got caught out there.
Right.
And I had found some Playboy magazines at my school, and it was like under the dirt. It was like about 50, like 1950 Playboy 50, 51. And my dad and mom caught me with them under the bed with a little bit of weed. And coming in from Can-Am, I was lit. I got caught. I got my ass beat real bad. I think that was my last whooping, but it was like with an extension cord. Yeah, an orange one.
You remember that one, huh?
Yeah.
Because that was the last when you put mom and dad probably said, it's the last time we're going to be able to do it. So we're going to make sure we put this thing on the right so he'll remember it.
When my pops was going to prepare, I was putting all the clothes on my back, trying to get it right. As soon as he started, that shit slid all the way down to the bottom. But yeah, that was my last whooping. But later, my dad and my mom found out that they were old magazines. They thought I was lying.
Right.
But when I guess they looked at them. But yeah, they saw that they was old.
Right. So, how was it like hanging out with Snoop? I've gotten to know Snoop. I've known Snoop almost 30 years now, and he's like. I don't know him like in his home. I've never been in his presence like that. But when he's around, he just makes you feel like you're the homie. He makes you feel so good. Like he's so cool. He's so down to earth.
Yeah, it was a lot of different phases, through the 90s, 2000, 2010.
Snoop now.
Yeah, so you watch Snoop evolve through a lot of the rough times with Death Row. And if I wasn't with Snoop and Daz, I was always with Suge. So it was a weird combination, but every time, you with Snoop, you just get inspired to just be great and do your own thing. Not give a fuck, but care. You know what I mean? And really just stay on your shit. You know what I mean?
Are you surprised? Because he's one of the most recognizable names, one of the most recognizable faces in the entire world. And you watch it, you see the maturation, and you see the phases and the evolution.
Yeah.
It's like you can just see it.
Yeah.
Like he was once considered this, and now he's with Martha Stewart. He's hanging out with the biggest and the multi-billionaires. And he fit right in. He like...
Yeah, and he has equity in a lot of companies that a lot of people don't know from the business side. So, and he's helped a lot of companies. I mean, just in the stock market, just when he stamps it, numbers go up. So, at the power he has in these different communities are just, just unmatched. So, it's good watching what he does. And for me, I always watch the team. Like, everybody has a team. You come with a team, and you don't need 100 people on your team. You need, like, 4 or 5 really strong, like, assassins in their position to do what they do. father and just friend, you know.
High school, did you go to a public high school?
Did I? Hell no. I went to Curtis and I got jumped at Curtis. That was junior high. Now I couldn't go to Curtis.
Why they jump you?
It was in the wrong.
Did they know who you were?
They didn't know. They didn't care who I was on TV. It was my cousin Reggie and Ryan. And shout out to my cousins. They stayed closer to the mall in Delamo, and we stayed in Santa Fe. So we had issues with certain people there when we were younger. So it was somewhere I definitely shouldn't have been going to school. But now they lit me up. Maybe a couple times, and then I ain't going no more. Then I tried to go to a school in the Valley. I didn't really go to school.
Damn.
But I got a diploma.
It's a return of 4 following a 42-yard punt. And it will be first and 10 as they take over.
I got the diploma, but I never went to school. I had tutors too.
Yeah, so you come more.
If I told you my tutor stories,
yeah, tell us the story.
I wonder where my tutor is, Joyce. Where are you? Shout out to my tutor, Joyce. We would always go out and do our work outside in the field somewhere where we could overlook the world, right? So my mom let me go out with my tutor. This is my last tutor, because I kind of ditched the tutor from like 14 to 16. 16, yeah, Joyce was the shit. Wow.
We should do have documentation of you having a diploma.
I graduated. I graduated.
I mean, sometimes you graduate and get a certificate.
No, I got
high school.
No, so I graduated from college too. But I graduated from College Hill. I graduated from Alabama State. I got a certificate for multiple disciplinary studies. So I'm disciplined in multiple areas. You know what I'm saying? Skilled. And I got my diploma. You see me celebrate. I got my baseball hat on. I had a big ass party after. I graduated with like a lot of pregnant women and delinquents and stuff that never went to school.
Right.
So it was just a lot of us in the graduation, but it was lit.
Right. Yeah. So what was it growing up? What was it like growing up for you in Hollywood? Because it seemed like when you were in high school, you were a problem.
Yeah, but that's when it was popping in Hollywood. So I was so like, and I wouldn't say bad, like I'm doing bad things to people. I was just lit, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Doing grown shit, a little bit.
At 16, 17.
Yeah, in the clubs and shit. And so,
your mom and parents know you were in the club?
No.
So you sneaking out the house?
Yeah.
So when they thought you were?
When I was 16, I had a convertible. I had the BMW convertible that my mom and pops got me. It was a convertible Beamer. Brandy already had the 4.6 range back in the day. You heard the 4.6, 4.0. B had the 4.6. She didn't want to drive it no more. I'm in that motherfucker, right? So I was just moving around a lot. Like, it's crazy to see what was in the 90s, and I was able to witness that. But anybody that seen me in the 90s and knew that I was Brandy's brother, it was a trip to them. Like, it was like, what the fuck is going on?
Yes, I'm thinking the same thing as you telling the story like
so they want to see it in action, so I would pull up and then have fun with everybody and be lit. Yeah, man, it was a good time. That's why being Brandy's brother, it was the greatest. Like, it was never any friction on trying to be better.
Right. So there's no downside. There can't be any downside to that.
That would be insane. That would be insane. To be at the highest level, to the stars and the stars beyond. You know what I'm saying? It was the greatest.
Your mom was your manager.
Still, my mom's still my third eye now. She watched the management team. She watched the lawyers. She watched everybody.
Was you Brandy's manager also?
Absolutely.
So that's a blessing because now you have someone that sincerely have your best interest. That can, hey, here's the money. This is the money coming in. This is what we have to pay X, Y, and Z. This is what we need to save to make sure, because if this thing ends tomorrow, we need to make sure that we're set up for past tomorrow.
Exactly. And she's always instilled that with us. And even when we thought sometimes we was low, we was still up. That's just because moms have put these safety nets and taxes and just a lot of different things that's important to be able to survive like a 3-decade run.
Right.
It's hard to survive one. So three of them, something's gotta be working right. There's some kind of template that we're following that is actually a proof of concept that works, and that's consistent throughout the time.
Does she handle anybody else besides you and your sister?
She did over the years.
Okay.
She did over the years. 702, Silk, Tiny, a plethora of other people. Wow, did I use that word? Jesus, okay. But yeah, just a lot of people she's helped along the way, but she's always kept us in first priority.
How different would your life be had you not had that strong woman, which is your mother, which is also your manager? How different would Ray J's life be?
I was talking about, I felt emotional. That's an emotional question. I wouldn't even know what to do. That would be, I'd probably be dead.
Because she has to wear several hats. She has to be your mom at all times, but she also has to be your manager and try to negotiate and navigate you through music, entertainment, or whatever the case may be. So she has to be too, but she always number one priority is that she's mom.
I talk to my mom every day. She's been helping me with the new network, and when you have somebody like my mom on your team, I'm talking about, you get 24-hour hard work. 3 a.m. on the phone with India every night, working on upgrades to upgrade the China's network, and back on it with me at 9, and then dealing with the issues maybe that Brandy needs, who are my little niece, and still, taking care of the kids when I need her to watch the kids. So, yeah, man, it's just, your mom or that woman figure in your life, nobody should take that for granted, because it is the most, it's the only thing that you really have that if you gotta survive and you down to nothing, they're gonna find a way.
They're gonna be there for you.
Not just be there for you. They're gonna find a way. They're gonna find a way to make sure you're straight.
How often do you bounce things off of Brady now?
Had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Bucs offense set to begin their next
when I mentioned her, what's going on?
And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to try to run a few plays.
Goals, right, since the beginning have been totally different from yours. Yeah, and there's a lot of things that I'm involved in that just don't
coincide with what.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And as much as you know that we're all together, some things I gotta try to stay over here. Yeah, even lately, even certain events that I think they've been having. I haven't got the invite, and I'm good with that. But I understand why. And you know what I'm saying? I'm here, but I haven't lately because it's just a lot of the shit I'm doing now is just it's a little more left field. It's a little more outrageous, a little louder, a little more dramatic, but a tad bit distasteful at times.
But you do realize you guys have been so close for so long that you still can have that conversation. I think you welcome that. Maybe you can explain it and say, Brady, we're 2 different people. Yeah, we're the same bloodline. But what you got going on and what I have going on, although it's different, I'm I'm still Ray J.
Absolutely, she knows that, and for me on the side, I'm her brother, and right or wrong, I'm a die or whatever situation she needs me to be in. But you know, I still know where I see Brandy, where I see the vision, when I can see the future, because I can see the future for like 3 seconds. And in that future, I see Brandy and Monica just touring for like 2 years, right? And I got that dream. So even though she understands where I'm at, I still understand where she's at, but I understand what needs to happen right now. Is that tour needs to happen.
Yeah. Well, you were front stage when, I don't know, maybe it was manufactured, maybe the industry manufactured it between Monica and Brandy.
Yeah.
Was that real or imagined?
That's 100% real. Whatever it is, I don't know.
What do you think caused it?
I just think we're just being competitive.
Okay.
And I don't know anything other than that, but just the competitiveness of it, and then you got your squad, and then her squad, both supporting each side, but then you have that one record that can't pretty much be touched, numbers-wise, charting-wise, successful. And so why wouldn't you focus on the greatest thing that can happen? Get that done. Secure just an enormous amount of liquid to put aside, and then figure out anything else. So just put all that shit to the side and go out and give the world what they want, give me what I want as a fan. So I've been preaching that, and
you think it's gonna happen?
I pray. I'm a big manifester. I mean, I want to see it happen. And then everybody goes, well, you said that Brandy should headline. It's like, it's not about that. You know, it's about them going out and doing a great show. Who headlines and all those things that go along with it is all about, that's what it's all about. You know, just all of those entertaining things people can talk about and choose from as they go and they win together. Is what it's about, you know. But yeah, that's. But as far as me, I love being. Every day I'm trying to.
We both knew that this had to go down to the last play, and neither side was going to exhale until that play concluded, because we've seen this possible before. A couple of laterals, maybe some poor defense on the back end. It might have gone all the way to the
I'm trying to make sure that I'm consistent with the wins. But I don't make her mad or my mom mad or my pops mad, you know what I'm saying? Or embarrassed.
That's because they're going to watch this, and are you divulging things that probably is going to get them upset? Because I don't know if people know that. Because they just automatically assume that you and y'all still have this great relationship. You got it, and I'm sure you do. But I'm just saying it's just like you don't talk daily or as much as you once did.
Or as much as I want to.
Okay. Have you ever sat down? Had you have a sit down with her? Have you had a conversation? Have you picked up the phone, said, "B, I just need to talk to you. I just want to talk to my big sister"?
Well, I seen her at my daughter's party, and I told her that. But we haven't. But it's nothing wrong. It's just I know some of the shit I did has been loud, and I'm not proud of those things in certain aspects, and I know a lot of shit that I'm about to do, it might even be louder than that, if I to just be honest. And so to come and talk about growth or change when there's a lot more to come with it, it just might not be the right time yet.
Right.
Knowing what's in front of me.
Right. But she looks at you as like, she has this perception of her little brother.
Yeah, man.
Her little brother is evolved. Her little brother is not a little brother anymore. He's still a little brother, but he's a grown man. Has his own idea, wants to do things his way. That doesn't necessarily coincide with who she is and what she's about.
Yeah.